Welcome to the video. We're in LA. We're in Los Angeles here. With this audio. This is going down Kent. I've actually ridden these trails before. I lived in Brentwood. I lived off Tiger Tail, and great place for training. A lot of cars though. Right? So these guys are about to hook it down Kenter. If you're gonna go to California, you got to ride this Brentwood area. It's fantastic. But these guys, they're hooking it down here. They're just this. Most of these cars here are driven by Mexicans, all right? And if you've ever been to Mexico, they drive differently over there. They just pull out because it's Mexico City, it's a lot of traffic, you can just pull out, no worries, because things are slow. These guys are going way too quick. None of these guys had a really big crash yet. And if they have, then this is just self-harm, isn't it? So at least one of them's wearing gloves at the back here. And this guy, this is Safa Brian. He snapped a few of his carbon forks. He's riding Chinese carbon fork, which we all do, but he snapped a few of them by not putting in the proper space there in the steer plug. So he's reading with he's snapping steerers. And look at this corner here, tilting it over on the other side of the road. Just if there's a motorbike flying up, it's like game over. And look at this, like very, very close there. Very, very close. All you need is just a little roll of the tire, a little pebble, and you go in the back of that car at 30 mile an hour for a YouTube video, for a Strava segment. So this is probably one of the negatives of Strava, is it's encouraged. Now he's doing a super tuck. He's doing a super tuck in a suburban area. In the space of car doors, right? In the car door zone. This dude has not had a big crash. Keeps looking over his shoulder as well. This dude has not had a big crash yet. He hasn't seen anyone die. I have. And once you see death on the road, you start to look at life a little bit differently. A cyclist has two lives straight through the stop sign, which I do occasionally, but not at this speed. Not at this speed, and especially in this area. Like, I've ridden a lot, and there's just, you got people on Xanax, and you got people with vision issues and hearing impairment, and I'm sounding like my mum sounded like to me 20 years ago, but it's true. It's true. But when he's wearing gloves. So at least he's got gloves on. On that we'll give it credit. At least there's a glove. It seems to be like there's a glove trend going on. I've been pushing it for years. Wear gloves on the bikes, and because there was a big trend there for a while, no gloves. So it looks like the glove trend's kicking on in LA, which is good, because if it kicks on in LA, it'll kick on worldwide. So it looks like gloves is going to kick on again, which is good. I've been preaching for years. Wear gloves, man. If you leave the house, wear gloves. Unless you want beef jerky as hands. So this guy in front, I can tell he's never had any real big crashes. Looks like a relatively new rider. Sort of pedals quite stiff. Things like that, and just showing off for the cam, which is what we do. Everyone does that. I've done it before, and then seeing people die in front of me, literally have their last ever breath. It just realized like, what am I doing? Like, why am I taking such risks? I remember I was in an airport in Chiang Mai, Thailand one time, talking to a guy. He was flying to Singapore to pick up a Peter Sagan SL6, and that was the last time I ever talked to him. He was cruising down a downhill, and a truck backed out, and he hit the truck. Instant death. Just snapped his spine. Instant. On his Peter Sagan SL6. So I was like, no way. Like, no way. I was just having a conversation with him at the airport. We're on the same plane going to Singapore. No way. And it was freaky, man. So that was a big realization for me there. It's just like, this isn't a closed course. If it's a closed course, it's different rules. But this is an open road, man. You got car doors. You got speed humps, you got chipmunks, you got squirrels running across the road here. You got cats, you got poodles, you got all sorts. You got front wheel blowout, you got fork steerers snapping. Why take the risk? And what it does as well is, like, it just encourages other young kids to do the same thing. You're like, oh, that looks cool, I'm gonna get some fame. And we don't see that. We don't see the crashes. We don't hear about someone with 500 followers on Instagram. We don't hear about them being in a wheelchair or having AC surgery because they got to get a whole reconstruction going on there. We don't hear about that at all. We just see the LUTs and the lighting and the smooth camera work and stuff like that. We don't see that. We see the smiles. Think this is all cool. We don't see the aftermath. Anyway, that's my little heads up there. Let's have a clip to another video. All right, this is another one. This is descent. This is Tuna Canyon, which is a mad descent. It's a mad climb. LA is a fantastic place to train. LA is very much like Adelaide. Love riding there. Love living there. Great place. These guys, now the speed's up. A lot more. This is a lot faster, more risk, more danger. All you need is another motorbike. This is a one-way street, but you never know what's going to be at oil, a bit of gravel, things like that. You don't know. You just don't know who's coming up. Maybe some dude's lost his keys. He's like, oh, it's a one-way road, but I've lost my keys. I've got to go back and get for them. So it's just like all the risk for what, man? So for me, when I see this, again, wearing gloves, that's good. The trend's starting. When I see this riding, well, all I'm thinking straight away, I was thinking this is a nice, smooth gimbal. And for me, this is self-harm. Like putting that much risk on an open course, you're just putting all the chance that there's no one coming around that corner, there's no oil on the road, there's no gravel that's been spilt from the truck of workers who are doing the driveway for the Hollywood star up the hill. There's nothing, none of that. There's no gum nuts and the eucalypts which grow in this area. There's no squirrels, chipmunks, deers or foxes or rabbits or cats or dogs or poodles on the road. It's just go, go, go. The camera's on. Let's take the risks and bomb it into every corner. So this is sort of fine to do on closed roads in a race situation, but even then you get cars on the course occasionally who don't want to wait. But on an open road like this, you really, again, this guy's going to have a big crash one day, and we'll know about it because he's got a bit of a social media following here on YouTube, etc. But the kids who go out and watch this, the kids from Malaysia or Japan or Idaho or Melbourne, Australia, who see this stuff and have a big rag, we don't see them because we don't see them because they don't have much of an audience. So this is my issue here. This stuff, it's great lighting. It looks really smooth and it's sexy and it sells cycling. It's great marketing. But the risk involved, the risk involved. All you need is a front wheel blowout and you're going off the edge, man. Go and ride this descent. It's fantastic. I remember riding this for the first time and go, wow, that was fun. But even then, the guys I was riding with, I let them go. I didn't try and keep up. I'm like, I enjoy my trip in LA. I don't want to, I love going to Whole Foods and get my food. I don't want to be having, hospital food in LA. Why would I want to do that? Why would I ruin my trip being in a hospital bed because I wanted to take some risks on a downhill? Which, why? Why? You know what I mean? So this is on the limit descending. Could go a little bit quicker, but this is on the limit. This is definitely on the limit. This is on the limit. This is, how fast I could go. But I'm just, I know this is absolutely, and now the super tuck. If we could make it any more dangerous, let's make it even more dangerous. You know what I mean? All you need is to go up in the super tuck the wrong way and your back of your nicks gets caught in your saddle tip. When you're going that fast, it's game over. All of a sudden your center of weight, gravity for the apex of the corner is just all out and you are game over. All you need is just this dude, mate. This dude is so irresponsible, man. Super tucking on those corners. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy, man. So dangerous. So irresponsible. Wow. This dude has some demons he is escaping. To push it that much on a descent like that. Crazy. That's definitely self-harm in my books. It's going beyond skill now. There's skill involved, but now this is going beyond skill and into I don't really value my life. I don't really value my life, and I don't really care, about my family who watch this and my mum. It's just almost a bit like, if you got a mother or someone who cares about you, and they've seen you do this stuff. Like it's just, it's about having respect for your family at this level. There's descending and then there's self-harm descending. And this, in my opinion, I haven't watched this video before. This goes into that, So now this is pretty safe right now. This is a pretty flat road and the corners aren't as sharp. And going this fast, this is relatively safe. But once those corners starting to tighten up, and you can't see what's going on. So he looks like he's gone for the Strava KOM. And I'd say he's probably done that well. But again, I think Strava should remove downhill comes, It's just putting it all on the line, isn't it? You're putting your life on the line for a Strava com. I don't think it's worth it. It's a good thing Tuna Canyon is one way, but don't think because it is one way that's how it's always going to be. All it takes is a tourist or someone who's dropped their keys or someone who's going, fuck, I'm going to go out the other way today to go around a corner, and you'll be like, oh my God, you shouldn't have been going up there. It doesn't matter, man, because now you're in a wheelchair. Now you got 2 broken legs. All right, now you got facial reconstruction surgery. Accidents happen, man. Accidents happen. I don't think this level of self-harm, risk-taking should be glorified, but it is, and I'll just give you a heads up. A lot to risk, nothing to gain.